Hey, why is it always cold at Christmas? Because it's December. Hey, shh. Welcome back to Not Another Needless Sequel, where we watch movies and propose unnecessary prequels, sequels, reboots, and remakes. My name is Kane. With me, as always, is my co-host, my wife, and part of this shepherd's flock, Kelsey.
So where's the nog? I need to get Mary.
You don't even like eggnog.
I don't.
Wasteful.
Tried it multiple times. Don't like it.
Try it again.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
That's just gross.
I like when they put out the Halloween nog.
What's the Halloween nog?
It's the same, but stores
just
just start
yeah.
putting out the nog early.
I haven't seen eggnog at all, but we don't really go to the store.
Yeah, well, this week we saw what happens when the Christmas spirit dies in 2015's Krampus.
And Christmas spirit isn't the only thing that died, am I right?
What do you think the story was?
So there's a family. No one really believes in Christmas anymore except the son. His name is Max, and he gets made fun of by his cousins. So he tears up his letter to Santa, and the Krampus blizzard ignited.
I think it's really sad that in the beginning you see that Max, he knows Santa's not real, but he's still, super into Christmas. And, they start off showing that he got into a fight over it, and his parents are kind of mad at him, and he still wrote a letter to Santa, I guess. So, I guess he's back and forth between whether or not he believes, because he does mention that it's not real, but then he says he doesn't want to ruin it, and he just wants Christmas like it used to be, that kind of thing.
And that just basically, we find out later what he wished for at the dinner table, and he just, wants his parents to, he says, fall in love again, and it's because his parents, I guess, have been arguing a lot and aren't as affectionate to one another, and he just wishes for what's that word?
Selfish, material.
Tangible.
Yeah.
Non-tangible things.
And, I think it's shitty that, nobody cares. He even is, saying, oh, we're going to watch this Christmas movie, but his family's all too busy. And they're preparing because the mother's side of the family is coming over, supposed to be visiting for a little bit for Christmas. And the beginning of the movie is very much if you didn't know this was a horror movie, you wouldn't know, I think, if you were just watching it from that.
Yeah, it has a very eerie, odd feeling, but the beginning is almost like Christmas Vacation, if you guys have ever seen that.
Yeah, they made a point of having the film's, first act be strictly a Christmas movie before having it turn towards the horror aspect of it. So...
I just want to say the beginning of the movie is absolutely disgusting to me. Everybody just makes me very mad, and I knew this was a horror movie going in because we talked about it, but I wished for all of them to die.
Oh, are you talking about
what we got,
in the opening, shopping scene?
No. That too. But just when the family comes over, they're all so rude to Max. They forget their baby in the car.
Yeah.
Straight to jail.
I like the one kid that comes in and is just staring at him.
Doesn't say a word. Yeah. The only word he says the whole movie is daddy when he's getting taken away by Krampus.
Yeah. Well, the families, obviously, they don't get along. Several of the family members mention that. The mother, Sarah's like, hey, we just have to put up with it. It's just going to be a few days, that kind of thing. But the family also brought along their Aunt Dorothy, and that was, unexpected, and she's a huge bitch.
She's funny.
I loved her character.
Yeah.
But she's the one that asks, where's the nog? I need to get Mary as soon as she walks in the door. And then, they're having, their Christmas dinner, and she made some shit, which she says what it is, but I have no idea what it was. And, her sister's shit-talking. She's like, your Aunt Sarah likes to just make food that's unpronounceable and have everything perfect, blah, blah, blah. And she says... I thought you might want to break from macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. And then Aunt Dorothy's like, you were wrong. That comment was fucking hilarious to me.
Good. That was good.
Then she catches Aunt Dorothy in the kitchen, who's still bitching, and she says, well, maybe next year we'll come to your trailer to have Christmas. And I can bitch about all the things that you've done. And yeah, so again, traditional Christmas movie. Family's not getting along, that kind of thing. But Max has his letter to Santa in his pocket, and his cousins take it out and are trying to insult him by reading it in front of everybody. And like you said, he asks for a bunch of non-material, non-tangible things. He wants his mom and dad to have more time together, love each other, like they used to. He wants to spend more time with his sister like they used to, because he also says he doesn't have a lot of friends. He wants his aunt and uncle to have an easier time. He wants his cousins to feel more love from their fathers, because their father kind of wants them to be boys. And they're reading this to make fun of him, but as they're reading through it, it gets very uncomfortable because it's not funny anymore.
It's not like he was like, I want a basketball. It
Yeah.
wasn't like I think they saw how desperate he was to believe.
Yes.
And this upsets him. He tries to fist fight them. They have to separate the kids. And then he tears up the letter to Santa and throws it out the window.
Yes, and it's after he has a very, Macaulay Culkin, I hope I never see any of you again. Yeah. He's like, says he wishes, forget it. He just wanted Christmas to be how it was. He doesn't want them around anymore. He wishes he never saw them again. And then a crazy fucking blizzard hits them out of nowhere. It is like a world-ending blizzard. Everything is deeply frozen. Their power is out. It's obviously real strange. The visible breath that you can see, too, on all the characters, because they're in the cold, it was, like, put in with CGI, obviously. They're not really filming in cold weather like that. But a major component of the film involved them filming real people in freezers, reading the dialogue for the scenes, and then they took that breath and put it so that it would, like, actually match with their talking.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought that was a lot of work, but it does, it looks good.
It did. It did. I think something about this blizzard, Beth, the girl wants to go visit her boyfriend, and that's when you see something's not right, and she gets taken by Krampus.
I mean, there's a few things that keep popping up that I don't think they pay enough attention to. Like, there's a snowman built outside of their house.
I mean, Max says something.
Yeah, and they're just like, great. Like, do you not understand how weird it is that this fucking crazy blizzard came through and you're saying somebody came in front of your house and built this snowman?
Yeah.
And then that delivery guy, when he's delivering something to their house, which, what the fuck? That poor man.
Yeah, what's crazy is he delivered the boxes that had all of the...
No, it was already on the porch, and that's what they say. They're like, this stuff too? And he said, not mine. Must have been the boys in brown, he says. Yeah. And they bring it in, and that's the shit from Krampus. Like, why are you bringing this random garbage in?
Yeah, nobody looked at it. They just assumed it was presents for the kids. But yeah, you see Beth get taken.
Yeah, she sees Krampus, like, on a rooftop running from him, and then a Jack-in-the-Box is under a truck where she's hiding, and it gets her. And so because of that, her dad, Tom, wants to go out and get her, and, his brother-in-law, Howard, who's also there, has, like, a Hummer. And so they're going to use the Hummer to go on a little rescue mission for her. And as they get out there, they start seeing that shit's fucked up. Like, her boyfriend's house is destroyed. Like, holes in the walls and shit. They can't find her. There's trucks that are fucking destroyed. That delivery guy is dead.
Yeah.
And so then Howard starts grabbing guns and stuff. And yeah, they get attacked by something in the snow. They run back to the house, and Howard's like, yeah, something's not right. Like, you can see that he's got a bite on his leg.
Yeah.
They panic, and they're like, board up the windows. Like, shit's not right. Something's wrong. So they board up the house, and then Omi, who's the grandmother, tells them that she knows what it is, that it's Krampus. And she tells a story about her childhood. When they do that childhood story, they do like an animation. Sort of looks like a Christmassy animation.
I really liked the animation.
Me too. Like, I thought it was a really interesting way to do it. Like, rather than just doing like a black and white cutscene or something to show that it's back in the day.
Also, Omi just admitted that she was an orphan as a child. Because both of her parents died.
Yeah, well, she's kind of saying it's kind of her fault because she made a similar wish about her parents like Max did. And it was because she was like the only one that believed in Christmas in her town, and her parents were fighting and didn't care. Which, in the animation, her parents do take her Christmas doll from her and just like rip it. Which I was like, okay.
And also, strangers take her bread.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I can understand. But so she knows what's up. They don't really believe her, even though they know something's up. But yes, then that night they are attacked by just all manner of Christmas kind of toys and candies and food and things like that.
I just want to say there's a giant Jack-in-the-Box clown who eats one of the little girls.
That clown is far scarier than anything in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting the way that, ugh.
It's got, like, it's just very, like, body horror. Like, it's like a huge worm, but it's also got, like, this opening sort of, like, Pennywise the clown mouth. So
Yeah.
it's horrible. They're being attacked, and people are going left and right, and it eventually gets to where Tom is saying, "We're gonna go to this snowplow that we saw. The keys were still in it. We need to get out of here." They end up leaving because their house is just being destroyed. Everybody's attacked. Like, they're not safe in there anymore. And as they're walking out the door, the grandmother, Omi, says she's staying. I mean, she just kind of says, "Be good." And she closes the door and she faces Krampus. She obviously dies, but she was trying to, like, buy them time. And they're making their way to the snowplow. They barely make it. People are just going down. Like, by the end, it is just Max and one of his cousins in the snowplow. And
she gets taken out.
Yeah, like, everybody's dead. And Max confronts Krampus.
Krampus takes the last cousin and then drops a bell, which is from the story that Omi told, was that Krampus left behind a bell to leave a reminder as to why, like, what not having hope can get you. And Max confronts Krampus with the bell.
Yes, so he is asking Krampus, like, just take me, bring my family back. And then Krampus picks him up and throws him in a hole. And
into hell.
I just want to say, like, they fucking kill kids in this movie.
Yeah,
the
they
whole
do.
movie. Which,
They do.
Also, do you think Beth is dead? The first sister that...
Yeah.
Because when Tom and Howard go out looking for her, they hear her scream. But also, later on, there's a scene where she's talking to the cousins from the attic.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't even sound like her, to be fair. And that's why I'm like, maybe she's alive, because the voice that was mimicking her in the attic doesn't sound like her. The scream did sound like her.
I don't think she's alive.
Regardless, it really doesn't matter, because what happens...
She was in the next scene. She was in a snow globe.
I guess you're right. So Max wakes up after falling in that hole, or being thrown in the hole, and it's Christmas morning. There's a very, like, angelic light. There's a nice song playing.
You can tell they're all dead.
I don't know if that's true, but you just see them having their Christmas day like normal until Max opens up a specific gift. It kind of reminded me of Polar Express, because it's just a bell that says Krampus on it. And when he opens it, it's like everybody starts becoming aware of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then they zoom out and you see that Krampus has this snow globe collection, and their house is like in this snow globe. So several things about this. One, I wanted to say Krampus's true face his whole time, he's hidden underneath like a mask apparently. See, I thought it was initially his face. To me, I thought that was his disgusting face. It's a mask that's supposed to look like Santa Claus. And so, like, you can see his eyeball and his tongue, and those are the only real things you see of his.
That makes sense.
But they did that on purpose because they wanted the audience to choose, like, what they kind of thought his own appearance would be. Now, the ending of the movie has spawned two different fan theories. One, that the Engel family that we've been talking about are trapped in the snow globe, condemned to repeat Christmas morning for eternity. Or two, they were given a second chance, and the snow globe is Krampus's means of watching over them. The writer and director, Michael Dougherty, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, he's refused to confirm which theory is true, but there was a tie-in comic book called The Shadow of St. Nicholas, and it confirms that the happy ending is the true one, the one where he's giving them a second chance. He just watches them through the snow globe. And
I don't believe that. He threw the kid into hell. Sorry.
Okay, well, I mean, the comic book says otherwise. That wasn't really hell. It was second chance world. But to me, it's like, do they all remember now going forward? Because I would live my life. I would just be Christmas all year round.
Yeah.
Like,
Christmas every day.
yes. One last thing I have is the film was originally set to release on November 25th, but was pushed back to December 4th to coincide with, I'm going to say this wrong, I apologize, Krampusnacht. It's a traditional Austrian festival held on December 5th that celebrates the Krampus coming to punish naughty children.
Yeah, he didn't get a happy ending with that trivia.
I rated this movie a 4 out of 5. I think it is underrated as hell. Like, when I first watched it, I thought it was going to be fucking garbage. When I heard about it, and I was like, oh, Krampus movie, like, this is going to be horrible. But I think it's really good. Like, I feel like it hits all the horror aspects, but also hits the Christmas aspect. I would definitely add it to my, like, yearly watch.
Oh, goody. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I didn't think it was that great, honestly. The horror part, sure. This and that. The family sucked. Nobody ever really learned a lesson because they all ended up in hell and died anyway. I don't feel like a lesson was taught. It was just like, oh, let's punish these people. And I don't think Krampus gave Max a second chance.
The comic book.
I don't care what the comic book said. I'm telling you what I took from it.
That's like if they made a sequel to this movie and it directly said that they got a second chance, and then you were like, I don't care. They went to hell.
Yeah.
But also, name me a Christmas movie where the family doesn't suck.
The Polar Express.
I don't know. That family picks up a bell and is like, oh no, it's broken.
They just don't believe. The Grinch. Cindy Lou Who doesn't suck. And the animated Grinch.
The
animated Grinch.
Still, the Who's suck.
They do. I don't know. I just feel like these family members were extra bad.
I just think, again, like you said, I feel like it's a direct play on Christmas Vacation. Like, I feel Howard was very much a Cousin Eddie.
He was absolutely a Cousin Eddie.
I feel like it worked, but...
It did. It was alright. It wasn't bad. I get better than a 50%. Krampus!
Go on.
That was it.
I hadn't heard that one.
Nice.
What do you mean, nice?
Nice.
So, we've previously talked about some traditions in a recent episode. I have more Christmas traditions here that I'd like to tell you about. Starting off with the one that you've already heard, the Christmas log.
Oh yeah, kids carry logs.
Maybe you don't remember. The story goes that in the days preceding Christmas, children must take good care of the log, keeping it warm and feeding it so that it will defecate presents on Christmas Day or Eve.
That's right.
On Christmas Day, in some households, they put the log partly into the fireplace and order it to defecate. The fire part of this tradition is no longer as widespread as it once was, since many modern homes do not have a fireplace. To make it defecate, sometimes they'll beat it with sticks while singing various songs about the log.
So let's beat a stick with a stick.
A log with a stick.
Yule log.
Christmas log.
Oh, okay.
Second, we have the Yule cat.
Ooh.
A huge and vicious cat from Icelandic Christmas folklore that is said to lurk in the snowy countryside during the Christmas season and eat people who do not receive new clothing before Christmas Eve.
Well, the Yule cat's coming for us this year.
Not to insult anyone's traditions, beliefs, or anything like that, but that sounds like the people that came up with that were being attacked by a fucking snow cat.
Yeah.
And they just were like, it has to do with Christmas.
Yeah, I don't want to learn about the next one. But
Well,
thank you.
You shouldn't be reading my screen. Ukraine spiders.
That's okay. You don't have to say it.
A poor but hard-working widow once lived in a small hut with her children. One summer day, a pine cone fell on the earthen floor of the hut and took root. The widow's children cared for the tree, excited at the prospect of having a Christmas tree by winter. The tree grew, but when Christmas Eve arrived, they could not afford to decorate it. The children sadly went to bed and fell asleep. Early the next morning, they woke up and saw the tree covered with cobwebs. When they opened the windows, the first rays of sunlight touched the webs and turned them into gold and silver. The widow and her children were overjoyed. From then on, they never lived in poverty again.
I don't like that one. Thank you.
I know you don't like it because of spiders, but what got me about that one is the ending just says they never lived in poverty again. Why?
They were magic fucking cobwebs, that's why.
Anyway, broom hiding. It's said that on the day before Christmas, people across the country should hide their brooms in their closets, as evil spirits and witches awake on this night and will take them to ride across the country if they're not hidden.
Ooh, sounds fun.
I mean, that sounds like Halloween.
Yeah.
La Befana is a witch-like old woman who delivers gifts to children throughout Italy on Epiphany Eve, the night of January 5th, in a similar way to Santa Claus.
Doesn't sound too bad.
I mean, it seems like the same thing. It's just a little different.
Same. But different.
Anyway, there was obviously the sequel comic that you don't agree with. So what's your sequel?
My sequel's called Krampus.
Just Krampus?
Just Krampus.
Okay.
It's not a sequel.
It's a
Kind
reboot?
of. It's kind of a sequel, I guess. It's still going to be called Krampus. It's going to be a limited series.
Oh, okay. You love you a limited series, don't you?
I do love me a limited series. I haven't done one in a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I haven't done one in a while. The first episode, I think, should be in black and white.
Okay.
And it's going to be about two young men following through life. And how
Falling in love?
No. And how one of them became Saint Nick and one of them became Krampus. Because I think Krampus is the evil version of Santa Claus.
Well, now I'm pushing more for the falling in love.
I mean, that's
B
what, like,
story.
I don't think that's bad. Because if they fall in love and then they separate, it's like, oh, I hate you. I was thinking more of like Zeus Hades type of relationship, but sure.
Work yourself to death.
Ah? Is my hair out? Anyways, each other episode is going to cover a different snow globe.
Oh.
That was in Krampus's, like, lair. I don't know.
The house from Psycho was in one of those snow globes.
Correct.
You knew that?
Oh, wait, the house from what?
From Psycho, the movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was just like a little Easter egg. It's like one of the houses is the house from Psycho.
Oh,
Norman
that's cool.
Bates.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I think other episodes should incorporate how, like, it's going to show the story of, like, how Krampus, like, killed them all and put them, kept his whatever in a snow globe. But I think that it'll show light into a different reason why, as to why he didn't show Max mercy in the end.
Yeah.
And so this is all the only reason I think that Max, like, died and why they ended up in the snow globe is because why is old girl's parents not given a second chance and in a snow globe? She grew up an orphan after that. Anyways. So I think that the show should continue to flash to Max, who, because he wished for this and didn't get it, and he has Krampus's bell, he's the only person who realizes that he's dead in the underworld and he'll never escape. I think throughout the midst of these episodes, there should be flashes to him, and it's like he's inside of Krampus's mind to learn like how he can try and escape and take Krampus down. Each episode reveals the clue Krampus will also show Max to use against him slowly, which I kind of just said all of that, but that's like the one-liner about it. The show will end with Max taking down Krampus and taking Krampus's place in hell himself because he knows that he'll never escape. And I think he'll become, you don't have to call him Krampus, but I think, like I said, he'll take his place and use his powers to show people who have lost hope or don't believe reasons why they should believe, and that there is another and better way to still believe in Christmas.
A nicer Krampus.
A nicer Krampus.
I disagree. Kill him.
Did you not like it?
I did. I do like it.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Mine is called Krampus Comes Home.
Oh.
We see Krampus looking over his snow globe collection as he picks up one, and the camera zooms in to reveal a large house during Christmas time. The house happens to belong to the McAllister family, where an adult Kevin McAllister has returned home for Christmas with his whole family.
Uh-oh, so a Home Alone
Krampus crossover.
Okay.
Kevin is under immense pressure to impress his family, as he has always felt like the odd man out. He brags about his engineering job, his wife, and his daughter, but his family is more interested in his other siblings, as always. Kevin's daughter Emma is being picked on by her cousins, and seeing how stressed her father is being there, she's already on edge. When it comes time to open gifts, Emma is excited because she handmade gifts for everyone using some of the DIY skills she's learned from her father. But her cousins start making fun of the gifts, and eventually they throw one of them back and forth, eventually dropping it and shattering the gift she put work into. Emma is so heartbroken she yells, "I don't want to see any of you for the rest of my whole life. I wish I never saw you jerks again." And she throws the last homemade gift she had outside. We see the broken gift outside begin to get swept up in a ferocious wind as an unexpected blizzard comes within hours. The power is out and the entire family is stuck. Krampus, his elves, and a new slew of toys brought to life begin attacking the McAllister family. Kevin knows what to do and begins setting up traps around the house that he is very familiar with. But before he can finish, Kevin is tricked by Krampus impersonating his daughter's voice. The McAllisters were doing well until that point. Now one by one they are falling, so Emma takes charge using everything she has learned from her father. She sets up the ultimate trap. We now switch to the POV of Krampus as he enters through the chimney and does not see any signs of the McAllisters. Krampus is confused and angry and begins tearing through the house, seeing many of his minions defeated by traps. Krampus believes he spots a little girl and is tricked and falls into a trap that strings him upside down, bounds his hands, and the more he struggles, the more the trap tightens. Emma approaches Krampus, announcing she has won, and looks Krampus in the eye, demanding that he go away. Krampus speaks, telling her she must learn her lesson. Emma thinks for a moment and proposes a deal with Krampus. She will release him, he will return things how they were, and she will spread his message around and help to change people's hearts who have lost the spirit of Christmas. If she fails, she will work for him. Krampus agrees and is released. Emma immediately wakes up on Christmas morning with her family returned to her, and nobody remembers what happened except her. Emma is happy but weary of the deal she made and hopes the world can return to how Christmas used to be.
That was so much better than mine. It was real good.
No.
I really liked that.
The whole time I was writing it, I was like, why haven't they done another Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin?
Maybe he said no.
Maybe he did. But that shit would fuck.
Yeah, one of the best Christmas movies.
Anyway, more like Krampus, am I right?
Thank you so much for every...
Excuse me.
What?
That's my line.
Oh.
But we're not there yet. Like I said, more like Krampus.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We really hope that you enjoyed it, and we do so appreciate it.
If you want to talk movies with us, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and Twitter. We are NansPod everywhere.
NansPod.
If you'd like to vote on whose sequel idea was the best, come by our YouTube channel for the polls, or let us know your idea with a comment, tweet, or you can reach us at needlesssequel@gmail.com. Links, as always, will be wherever you are listening. If I could ask you for one thing, it's to share our show with someone and leave us a review. That is how we get new listeners. Of course, I also ask that you come back for more Needless Sequels. Next week, we're watching The Santa Claus on Disney+.
Yes. Yes.
Today, I want to close with a line from Jor-El in 2013's Man of Steel. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you, they will stumble, they will fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun, Cal. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders. Take care of yourselves, everyone. We will see you next week.